Hey, so sometimes I have people that don't quite understand why maybe right now is considered the right time for coaching compared to later. Because often we all have something that comes up in our life that we're thinking, okay, maybe right now isn't a great time, but maybe next month or the month after that. And I get that. But there's also another thing that I get on my side, or I should say my perspective of things as a coach that is kind of looking at the business part of it and the business structure that I wanted to go ahead and explain to everybody else. So I think if you're deciding that you want to coach, but the timing of coaching right now is the issue, but you know you want to do it, then I want you to fully understand this part. So whenever I go to sign up a coach that I have sponsored, what happens is they enter into what I call my downline. Okay? So as I sign somebody up, they go into my downline. And then the next person I sign up goes in underneath of that person into my downline and so on. And they keep going down as I sign somebody up, the first one and then the second one and then the third one, okay? So I always tell coaches, you never want, or potential coaches, I should say, you never want to wait for too long because I'm a business builder coach. So I, try to at least mentor 10 people a month. And last month I ended up mentoring, for about 14 people. So it's always different. Some months I end up taking on a little bit more than others, but I never go over, usually about 15 a month. I never want to go over that. I like that 10 to 15 range, so that way I can personally give people my attention in order to help them grow their own business. So what I wanted to point out is that's pretty consistent with how I sign up people. And the longer you wait, the further down you go into my downline, which is fine. But say that I end up signing up somebody before you that is a rock star. They're like me and they want to grow a business and they really want to run with this and their organization is just going to explode. That is awesome for them, and it would be awesome for you if you were signed up above them. But what happens is, say that person is right here, and say this is you right here, okay? What happens is that you don't get any of what this coach is producing in their organization, their volume. You don't get any of that because they're above you. Now, whatever you produce, it does help their organization, okay? But you wanted to wait to sign up. So since you waited to sign up, I signed up this really amazing coach up here that could potentially really have benefited your organization if it was above it, but it's not. It's below it. So you don't get anything from that organization. So it's absolutely not about signing up people and where they're lined up at. Because what happens in this business structure is you have a strong leg, which is a leg that is helped, that I'm helping, and any coach above you, when they position coaches, they go in underneath of you. And so that helps that volume create. It helps it create volume, so you can end up bonusing later on. But if you're not building the opposite side, which is what's considered your weak leg, and a leg that you build all on your own, then you don't see the perks of the other members of the team helping your organization too. So it's not just like I can sign some rock stars in underneath of you and your organization's going to explode. You have to be doing your end of the work too. But if you are doing your end of the work and you're, really growing and thriving yourself, if I sign a rock star up in underneath of you, that is huge for your business because it means that at least that one leg is helping with volume being contributed to it. And then not only that, you're also working your own business, and that opposite leg is also getting a lot of volume, and that ends up turning into what we call team cycle bonus. That volume, which is any products or anything that's sold, turns into what we call volume. And so eventually that volume turns into this ratio where Beachbody gives you a team cycle bonus. And this is kind of in depth. I feel like I'm really going into depth. Our team actually doesn't start to learn this till later on. But basically what I want you to know is that if you hold off to sign on and you really want to run with this, and I end up putting a lot of rock stars onto the team, which is what's really happening at this point, because where I'm at in my level of coaching and my organization, I'm really finding a lot of coaches that really want to run with this and grow business, as I have too. So if you wait to sign up, what happens is that you don't get any of the benefits of all the people that I continue to sign up before you. If you keep holding off or say, I want to do it in a month. Well, maybe in a month I already signed up, another 14 coaches, and they're really thriving and growing these organizations. They're doing really well. And then you wait. Well, you're down 14 people, which is fine. Again, I'm still going to be building. I'm a business builder coach, so it's not like it's going to, be horrible, but I'm just saying, wouldn't it be nice to be higher up? I know if my coach would have explained it to me this way, I would have joined a lot earlier. But I didn't learn much about coaching until I reached out to her. And so if she would have reached out to me first and definitely explained this part of it, I would have signed up right away. Whether I was ready or I wasn't ready, because I would get that business part of it. So I really hope that this video didn't confuse you, and if it did, please ask me questions. But I wanted to do it just to get that point across to people that it is really important not to wait, and that is the reason. The longer you wait, the more people that actually get signed up before you. It's kind of like that first come, first serve. So, if those people before you end up growing these large organizations and really becoming successful in their business, which again, I'm finding a lot of people like that anymore, because people who want to do this with me are business builders, then it would be nice for you to get those perks too. And, once you are ready to start coaching, you're in this really great position on my team at that point.